crack the 4 Stoic secrets that will transform your love life and draw your person closer. The ancient code of attraction: why the Stoics knew more about love than any dating guru. We all crave love. We want to be seen, understood, and deeply valued by someone who matters to us. And yet, relationships are one of the most unpredictable, emotionally volatile aspects of life. We chase, we cling, we fear, we doubt. Sometimes, we even lose ourselves in the process of trying to hold on to someone who might not even be ours to keep. But what if I told you the answer to a more fulfilling love life doesn't lie in texting strategies, date night tricks, or even in finding the right person? What if it comes from a source over 2,000 years old, one that has stood the test of time, guiding emperors, warriors, and philosophers through the chaos of existence? Today, we're going to unlock 4 powerful Stoic secrets that will not only transform your love life but fundamentally shift the way you see attraction, intimacy, and emotional connection. Before we dive in, let me ask you this. What if the reason you struggle in love isn't because you lack something, but because you believe you need something external to feel whole? Let's begin. Secret number 1: love without attachment, the paradox of true connection. The first Stoic principle that will revolutionize your relationships is detachment, not from love itself, but from the need to control its outcome. Epictetus once said, "If you want to be loved, love." Simple, right? But here's what he didn't say: you must love without expecting, without demanding, without making it a transaction. We've been conditioned to believe that love means possessing, that a person who loves us should always be near, should always prioritize us, should always respond the way we want them to. But the more we try to hold on to someone, the more they slip away. Think about this. Have you ever wanted someone so badly that your neediness started pushing them away? The more you tried to prove yourself, the more distant they became. That's because attachment breeds fear, fear of loss, fear of change, fear that without this person, you'll somehow be less whole. The Stoics teach us that true love flourishes only when it's rooted in freedom. You love because it is in your nature to love, not because you need someone to complete you. When you give love without grasping for a return, it becomes something magnetic, something irresistible. Marcus Aurelius put it best: the soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts. If your love is colored with anxiety, insecurity, and neediness, that is what you project. But if your love is rooted in generosity, strength, and self-sufficiency, that is what you will attract. Challenge for you: can you love someone without needing their validation? Can you be so complete in yourself that your love is a gift, not a contract? Secret number 2: the Stoic art of emotional mastery. Stop letting love control you. Picture this: you're in a relationship. Things are going well, but one day, your partner becomes distant. They stop texting as much. They cancel a date. Immediately, your mind spirals. Did I do something wrong? Are they losing interest? Pause. Breathe. This is the exact moment where most people sabotage themselves. They let their emotions hijack their logic. Instead of responding with wisdom, they react from fear. Seneca warned us against this when he said, "We suffer more in imagination than in reality." How many times have you assumed the worst, only to realize later that nothing was actually wrong? That the story you told yourself in your head was far worse than reality? The Stoics believed that our emotions do not come from external events. They come from within. Love doesn't make us suffer. Our interpretation of love does. The way we frame rejection, uncertainty, and imperfection determines whether we feel peace or agony. Let me ask you something. Do you control your emotions, or do they control you? Because here's the truth. The person who can regulate their emotions in love holds the power. Not in a manipulative way, but in the way that true strength commands respect. The next time you feel that emotional whirlwind, pause. Instead of reacting, observe. Instead of assuming, question. Instead of fearing, trust. It's not the situation that's making you suffer. it's your perception of it. And when you master that, you become untouchable. The Stoic blueprint for becoming the most irresistible person in the room. Have you ever noticed that the most attractive people aren't necessarily the most physically beautiful? There's something deeper, something almost intangible, that makes them magnetic. It's in the way they carry themselves, the way they speak, the way they make you feel when you're around them. That something isn't luck. It isn't genetic. It's the result of a mindset, a way of seeing the world that radiates confidence, presence, and an unshakable sense of self. And the Stoics understood this better than anyone. They knew that true attractiveness isn't about impressing others. It's about mastering yourself. In this part, we'll uncover 2 more Stoic secrets that will make you not just desirable, but unforgettable. Secret number 3, the power of self-sufficiency, why neediness is the ultimate repellent. Let's do a quick thought experiment. Imagine you're at a party. There are 2 people in the room. Person A is desperate to be liked. You can feel it. They laugh a little too hard at jokes. They agree with everything you say. They seem anxious to impress. Person B, on the other hand, is calm, grounded. They don't try to prove anything. They're just present, fully comfortable in their own skin. Who are you drawn to? Exactly. The biggest mistake people make in love is thinking that attraction is about chasing. That if you just try hard enough, if you say the right thing, if you play your cards right, you'll win them over. But the reality is, the more you need someone, the less attractive you become. Epictetus put it simply, freedom is the only worthy goal in life. It is won by disregarding things that lie beyond our control. And what's more beyond your control than another person's feelings? Think about it. If your happiness depends on whether someone likes you back, whether they text you, whether they choose you, you've handed them the keys to your emotional state. That's not power. That's dependence. Now, imagine the opposite. Imagine walking into every interaction knowing that no matter what happens, you are enough. You don't need validation. You don't need approval. You don't need anyone to complete you. How different would you feel? That level of self-sufficiency is magnetic. People don't fall in love with those who beg for their attention. They fall for those who don't need it. And paradoxically, when you stop needing, you start attracting. Challenge for you. Can you go an entire day without seeking validation from anyone? No fishing for compliments. No checking your phone for reassurance. No adjusting yourself to fit someone else's expectations. Just you, exactly as you are. Secret number 4. Amor fati, the Stoic secret to unshakable presence. Let's get real for a second. Love is messy. It's unpredictable. No matter how hard you try, you will experience disappointment, heartbreak, and moments where you question everything. Most people fight this. They resist it. They try to control, to force, to prevent pain at all costs. But what if, instead of resisting, you embraced everything that came your way, even the heartbreak? That's the essence of amor fati, the Stoic principle of loving your fate. Nietzsche later made this concept famous, but the Stoics lived by it long before him. It means welcoming every experience, good or bad, as part of your journey. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Accept whatever comes to you woven in the pattern of your destiny, for what could more aptly fit your needs?" Think about how powerful this mindset is in love. Instead of fearing rejection, you embrace it as a necessary part of growth. Instead of clinging to someone who's slipping away, you trust that if they leave, it's for a reason. Instead of seeing heartbreak as an ending, you see it as a lesson. How much freer would you be if you stopped fighting reality and started embracing it? Because here's the truth. When you can look someone in the eyes and love them without fear, without the need to control, without the fear of loss, you become unstoppable. You become someone who isn't just attractive but deeply, profoundly compelling. Because nothing is more attractive than someone who is at peace with whatever happens next. The final Stoic key to building a love that lasts a lifetime. So far, we've uncovered 3 Stoic secrets that change everything about the way you approach love. Love without attachment, because true connection thrives in freedom, not possession. Master your emotions, because suffering in love often comes from your own interpretation, not the reality. Become self-sufficient, because the less you need, the more you attract. Now, we arrive at the final key. This one is different. It's not about attraction. It's not about drawing someone in. It's about building something that lasts. Because let's be honest, love isn't just about the spark. Anyone can fall in love. Anyone can have chemistry. But can you keep love alive? Can you build a relationship that not only survives time, but deepens with it? The Stoics had an answer, and it's one that most modern relationships completely overlook. Secret number 5, cultivating the highest form of love. Why most people get this wrong. Most people go into relationships for what they can get. They want love because it makes them feel good, because it fills a void, because it gives them excitement, comfort, security. But the Stoics saw love differently. To them, love wasn't just about passion. It wasn't just about emotion. It was about virtue. Seneca wrote, "No good thing renders its possessor happy unless his mind is prepared to enjoy it." What does this mean for love? It means that a great relationship isn't built on what you take. It's built on what you become. Think about it. What happens in most relationships? First, everything is exciting. You feel a rush. You idealize the other person. You see them as perfect, flawless. Then reality sets in. They disappoint you. They have flaws. They don't meet all your expectations. And what do most people do? They blame. They resent. They think, maybe I picked the wrong person. But the Stoic approach is radically different. Instead of asking, what am I getting from this relationship? Ask, who am I becoming in this relationship? Because the ultimate purpose of love isn't just to make you feel good. It's to make you better. The Stoics believed in love as a discipline, a path to growth, a way to refine your character, to cultivate patience, wisdom, strength. That means love isn't just about enjoying the good times. It's about showing up when it's hard. It's about practicing virtue when it's uncomfortable. It's about choosing to be your highest self, not just when it's easy, but especially when it's difficult. Think about the greatest love stories. They aren't just about passion. They're about commitment, about showing up, about enduring, growing, becoming. When you shift your mindset from, how can love make me happy? To, how can love make me wise? Everything changes. Your love stops being fragile. It stops being about fleeting emotions. It becomes something indestructible. Because a love built on virtue doesn't fade. It doesn't depend on perfect circumstances. It deepens with time. And in the end, isn't that what we all truly want? The final question. Let's end with this. If love is meant to shape you, to challenge you, to refine you, are you approaching it with the wisdom of a philosopher? Or are you still looking for love to give you something, instead of help you become someone? Because the strongest love isn't just found, it's built. And the ones who build it, they aren't just lovers, they are warriors of the heart, Stoics in love. Now, your challenge. Take these 4 Stoic secrets and apply them today. Right now, watch how everything in your love life starts to shift. Because once you master these, love will never control you again. You will control love.